Greetings, my dears. Welcome to this video. It's thothtober. Almost thothtober. First things first, I want to address if you're hearing some noise outside. They are doing some construction on my street. They are constantly doing construction on my street, and it's a little bit frustrating. And I would have waited, except I thought it would be a good opportunity to work within the madness of it all, to listen, to use our senses, which is the theme for this thothtober. So before we get into that, I do want to say this video is going to talk to you about what thothtober is, let you know what to expect and how to prepare if you'd like to participate in the fun play exploration of the, the one, the only Thoth Tarot. So I did thothtober for the first time last year as I started my channel, which was pretty much just for me to study the deck in a no pressure way. I read Mirror of the Soul, and I allowed myself to do or not do any of the suggestions, indications, work with the affirmations, do anything creative or not that I wanted to do. Pretty much just to experience the Thoth without feeling the need to do a literal deep dive. I allowed myself to just kind of swim around in in the water, float around and just experience the elements, if you will, and just enjoy it. So this year, I wanted to do it again, but this time I thought instead of just doing it for myself, why don't I share what I'm doing so that folks can also join in with me? So pretty much that's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna have a book this time around. Just the exercises and ideas of how to explore the images and meanings in a fun way. So the way I like to study, especially when it comes to the Thoth, is in an experiential way. Doing readings and finding unique ways to make meaning and find connections in the deck. And when I say especially the Thoth, I just prefer, for now, not to really go down the technical esoteric path, but to just let the deck be a creative playground for myself. Like I said, I did read Mirror of the Soul, and I do have other Thoth resources, but there's something that I dip into and not something that I invest a lot of time into. That's my personal choice, and so that's what I do for thothtober, and that's what I wanted to share with you this month. So this year I decided to do a theme, which is the senses. So we're going to be exploring sight, smell, touch, taste. It's going to be a good time. Also hearing. So it's going to be a fun time for that. And I'm going to have little exercises and readings that you can do that I'm going to be doing throughout the month. And I also like to infuse some intentionality into it. So I also came up with the idea of having a little tour guide, which we'll, find at the beginning of the month. That'll be one of the first activities that we do. And the little tour guide would show you around the Thoth. You're kind of going inside of it. That's kind of how I envision. I'm really excited about that. So yeah, we'll do a couple readings with them. We'll see if there's an even deeper level of magic that can be tapped into and explored throughout the month. But I will say everything that I share is optional, of course. It's not I do have a plan and a calendar, but ultimately the whole point and the essence of thothtober is play. So anything that's interesting to you, dive in. If it's not interesting to you, maybe you could try it out or you could just skip it. But I think obviously the fun is going to be in doing it all and kind of going through the whole thing. So I would love for, obviously as many people to do that with me as possible so we can have some juicy conversations. So I don't want it to be too busy this time, especially since there's more intentional activities going on. There's pretty much 3 things to do per week. So a couple of prompts and exercises that you can do related to the sense that we're exploring that week. And then every Sunday there's going to be a reading and discussion opportunity in the Discord. So for example, when we get to week 2, I believe that's what I wrote in my notes. Week 2 on sound, we're going to talk about audience. And so talking about who is the audience for this, for this card or for the figure in the card, who would hire them to speak, what audible quirks might they have in the way that they express themselves. And then also engage in some imaginative play of what are some things that they might say, or maybe even clairaudience if you're into that kind of thing, which I totally am. So yeah, that's just an idea. So if you heard any of the construction, which you may not because my mic is pointed at me, but it is quite loud, so you might have heard it. If you did hear it, I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to just give an example, not for the audience idea, but just for I'm hearing some sounds, right? And I have my Thoth deck with me, and so I want to pick up some cards that feel like what I'm hearing. And here are the cards that I chose. The folks are digging. I mean, they are just going ham on the street. You know what I mean? And this is what it feels like in my being. Like that chaos is all around me, and it's just like working my last nerve. Like every single sound is just all culminating to this place where I just want to fucking explode. But yeah, those are the two cards. But you know, I thought that would be really fun, and then you can read into that what you will if you want to. So that I thought that would just be like a fun example of something to do with the noise that was going on. But pretty much, so I will be making a short-ish video for each of the prompts, as well as also sharing like a little PDF like worksheet, which will explain the thing that we're doing and often leaves room for you to also put like your responses and, you know, engage with it in that way. Write notes and stuff like that. And then of course there'll be a section of the Discord server dedicated to thothtober, but you can of course share your experiences in the comment section of the relevant video, or any video if you want. Which, by the way, this is an announcement. There's a Discord server for the channel. I always wanted to have this channel be like, you know, a community, or just, you know, always wanting to cultivate like more discussion and community around everything that I create. So I wanted to create a Discord for the channel already, and so thothtober was the perfect time to kind of like firm up that whole thing. And also future plans for more community stuff coming soon, very, 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 very soon. Yeah, just to pretty much talk about my videos, talk about the content, talk about tarot, and just, you know, be able to like talk amongst ourselves and chat and, you know, have a good time, create something. Yeah, community is just something that's really important to me, so I figured Discord would be a great place for that, and thothtober would be a good time to kind of firm that up as well. So now let's move into preparation. So pretty much what you'll need, it's pretty simple. You're gonna need a thoth deck, pretty much. I think the regular size, which I don't think it's the large, I think it's the regular, as opposed to like the small. I have the small, I have like the regular size. I also have this trim copy. I will say, I think the trimmed would probably be the best in my opinion, but like I said, I'm a little bit biased because this is the one that I use most, and because of like the sensory nature of what we're going to be doing, I really like the idea of not having the you know, the words on there. But you know, there will be times that maybe you might want to use the words, or you prefer to have that there, like that's totally fine. I just know that that's what I prefer, and that's pretty much what I've been using to prepare. So that's my bias towards that. But of course, anything that you want to do, you go ahead and do it. But yeah, you need a thoth deck. That's pretty much the only thing that you really need, and access to the videos. But of course, if you know, have a notebook and pen and paper, or you know, if you prefer to type, then you know, have your, you know, phone or laptop, or you know, tablet, iPad, whatever you have that you would type on to take notes and write things down. If you want to have a book available for reference, obviously there's always Google. So like if you really want to know the meaning behind a card, or explore that as you do your readings and stuff like that, that's totally fine. So whatever book or resource that you like to have, then have that on deck. But really, an open and curious mind, and you know, willingness to explore and play with tarot. That's pretty much it. Which, if you're here, you already have that, so you're already good to go. You probably already have everything I'm talking about, so there's really not much to prepare. But I will say, if you do want to trim your deck, now might be a good time to trim it. It'd be a good like bonding opportunity as you prepare for thothtober. That's something that I thought about would be super fun if you have the means to do that. If you have an extra deck, chop it up. Chop it up, chop it up. I love to trim decks. Maybe you've never trimmed a deck. Maybe this is the time to try. Who knows? But, so like I said, everything that I mention is optional. And I'll also add the disclaimer that, you know, things are subject to change depending on how like the format and plans go throughout the month. There may be a shift in how I make the videos, or the content throughout the month. So just be aware of that. Keep an eye out. I'll make any announcements that I need to make. You know, of course, check the videos. If you're not subscribed, subscribe so you can have the notifications on, and you know, check out the community tab and the Discord if you join the Discord, which will be linked down below. That all being said, I am so excited for thothtober this year. I just think like, I don't know, something about the first year was like fun, but this year I feel like it's exciting to do something a little bit more in depth, and also to be sharing it in a way that allows us to do it together. Super fun. So if I've missed anything though, if you have any questions, definitely let me know in the comments below. I'll be sure to answer. And yeah, that's it. My notes say that's it. I'm looking forward to the fun times. Can't wait to see you and chat with you and know about your experiences with the Thoth. You know what? Let's pull a little card. Let's pull a little card just for this. I don't even know for what. I just want to pull one, and see what the Thoth has to say about what the Thoth has to say. Period. Right now in this moment. Look at that utter excitement and potential for going into Thothtober. Oh, God, I couldn't have asked for a better card than that. This is incredible. Thothtober. That's a thumbnail right there. Okay, I'm honestly having too much fun right now. And no, not too much, but I won't just have you watching me cheesing. I'm not going to say anything. I think it speaks for itself. There's a lot of potential for this Thothtober. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not going to say anything, actually. I think the Fool speaks for itself. Very, 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 very excited. Yeah. Can't wait to see you in there. Bye.